Thanks so much for listening to The Junction, where we're trying to make connections between Ardmorites. I'm Ardmore Leader News Director Michael Dean Smith. Joining us in The Junction this week is Amy Martens. She's the Executive Director of CASA of Southern Oklahoma, and they've got a cool fundraiser going on for the next few weeks. So, Amy, thanks for joining us in The Junction this week.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, just kind of real quick and briefly, explain what CASA of Southern Oklahoma is and what y'all do for the community.
Sure. So, CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. And what we do is we train, recruit volunteers, community volunteers, to serve in the best interest of abused and neglected children who find themselves in the deprived court system. So these are kiddos in our area who have been removed from their homes due to abuse, neglect, many times stemming from mental health instability, domestic violence, substance abuse at the hands of their caregivers. So they've been removed from their homes, placed in foster care, and that's when our program comes in, is the presiding judge appoints a CASA volunteer to follow that kiddo through the case, get to know them, reach out to other stakeholders who know that child, teachers, counselors, work with the Department of Human Services, tribes if the tribe is involved, and really just speak up for the best interest of that child.
When these volunteers are working with some of these kids and some of the families, are we talking about actually being caregivers, or how are they advocating for these
Sure.
kids?
So that's a great question. So our volunteers go through training to become court-appointed special advocates in the courtroom. So
CASA,
they are
Court-Appointed Special
yes.
Advocate, so people know what that stands for.
Exactly. So they are tasked with the goal to get to know that child. And what we like to do, what our volunteers do, is they take the case file, because that's how they get to know the kid first, and then we want them to turn that file into a person, to show the judge, hey, this is a 8-year-old child who needs counseling, who was removed because of this, and this is what this child needs to potentially be reunified with their parents, or the other options are adoption or guardianship. And we're going to work on what is ever best for that child. Every case is different. Every case has its different it has its differences. Every child is different, just like, kids everywhere. So our volunteers really get to know that child and are able to tell a story to the judge of what that child needs and what the recommendation would be for that child, meaning more supervised visits with parents, less visits, adoption, are we going to reunify, different things like that. So they don't take the child into their home. They're not caregivers, so to speak, but they are allowed to, take that child for ice cream, get to know that child through, go to the school and visit the child, get to know them through their foster care provider, just so they know what is best for them and they can then communicate that with the court.
And then how does the work that they do differ from, say, somebody with the district attorney's office or, any of the other lawyers or judges involved in a case?
Sure. So the judges never, it's very rare that they actually meet the children. Okay. So they are making decisions for these kiddos that they know nothing about. So that is what is so important for the work that our volunteers do, is they tell the judge a story about that child and let them kind of get to know them a little better. Same with the district attorney's office. They don't really know the child outside of what we're reporting and what the Department of Human Services is reporting.
About how many kids in our area are in the foster system, and then how does that translate to the number of volunteers that CASA has working, and kind of what does that discrepancy look like?
Sure. So I know last year there were close to 500 children in foster care in our in Southern Oklahoma, in our 5 counties that we serve. We only have 45 volunteers, so we would need close to 200 more volunteers to serve every deprived child in Southern Oklahoma, and we're nowhere near that.
You're talking about 1 out of every 10 kids is getting appointed a CASA?
Pretty much. And I know many of our area judges would and could appoint a volunteer to every deprived case if we had enough volunteers to go around. But we don't right now, which is unfortunate for those children who need an advocate and don't have one because we don't have enough volunteers.
Let's talk a little bit about the fundraiser that CASA is going on right now.
Sure.
It involves flamingos, It's
does,
interesting. And you've been doing this for a few years, from what I understand, right?
Yes, this is our second year to do
Okay.
the flocking fundraiser, yes.
So kind of explain kind of where this idea came from.
So it was something that we wanted to do. Our goal was to raise awareness of our program. And we were like, okay, what can we do to really boost our name in the community so people can look and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that for? Well, we thought, okay, flamingos, something colorful, something summery, because we're still in the, hot months of summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it stemmed from, is just to grab people's attention. And it didn't really we started it more as an awareness campaign, not really a fundraiser. But then the money started coming in and we were like, gosh, this is great. This can be awareness. This can be raising funds for our program, and hopefully lend us to get our name out there and get more volunteers.
So essentially with this flocked fundraiser, when somebody makes a donation, what do they get?
So someone will make a donation. So we have our first flock now is at one of the local libraries, and it was actually one of our CASA volunteers that said, hey, send the flock to the library. She made a donation. The flock is right now sitting at the library, and then some of the employees there at the library are going to come up with someone or a business, a home that they want to send the flock to. So essentially you donate money to CASA to get it out of your yard and send on to somebody else, and then it just keeps going from there.
Keeps going on from there. That's an interesting way to kind of get awareness and to get some revenue coming for y'all.
Absolutely.
So about how many last year, you said it was the first year, about how many people took part, how many flocks ended up going around town, do you remember?
We had probably close to 25 to 30 homes and or businesses that we were able to flock. And we raised close to $1,500, which was it was on our goal. Again, not a bad problem to have because we raised money for the program. But yeah, it was great last year, and we're hoping for a great success again this year.
$1,500 last year raised,
yes.
And almost by accident, it sounds like.
Exactly, yeah. It was just kind of an awareness thing that money started coming in, and we were like, wow, okay. We'll take it. This is great.
Do you have a goal for like how much you want to raise, or maybe how many flocks you want to get out this year?
So this year our goal is to raise $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll raise it a little bit. Hopefully we'll get there. We have a very giving community here in Ardmore in Southern Oklahoma, so I feel like we will reach our goal.
For anybody that wants to make a donation or wants to send the flock to a friend or
yes.
other business, how long do they have to make a donation and get in touch with y'all?
It's really today, tomorrow, whenever. The information's on our Facebook page. We're keeping it there just to keep it live and interactive. But yeah, they can find information on our Facebook page. And
do you know the address for that Facebook page?
It's CASA of Southern Oklahoma.
CASA of Southern Oklahoma on Facebook.
Yep.
All right. Well, was there anything else you want to add about some of the things that the volunteers for CASA are doing, or about the fundraiser?
Gosh, I don't think so. Just pressing the need for more volunteers. A lot of people, I've heard about CASA, I could never do that, but if you have the heart and the willingness to do this, please come talk to us, because it's not as scary or frightful as it sounds to many people. We pride ourselves in getting to know our volunteers and giving them the tools that they need so that they can better serve the children in our community who need it most.
And real quick, too, just when somebody is volunteering with CASA, about how much time are they putting in, like on a week or a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis, I would say 3 to 5 hours. Now, every case is different and every month is different. We've had times where volunteers have put in 1 hour a month, and that was enough that was all they needed to do. They met the requirements, and then sometimes there's months where it's more than that. It just differs. But I would say on average 3 to 5 hours a month is what volunteers.
Not the biggest commitment
really
in the world when it comes
to
time.
No, not at all.
But obviously making a big difference in the life of a kid.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Amy Martens, Executive Director of CASA of Southern Oklahoma, thank you so much for joining us in the Junction this week, and good luck with the fundraiser.
Thank you so much.